listen, I'm going to touch on this subject of this drug epidemic. You've all seen, the news, BBC, you've heard the reports by Umaru Fofana. This drug is a serious crisis, across, the world, right? But if anything, we know we have to protect our young people, and that is why this issue. So I'm so passionate about this issue. This issue gets me. This whole thing about drugs. I'll show you a couple of videos. But the reason why I'm doing this, because when I listened to the report of Umaru Fofana on the 5th of October from the BBC, there is just some clarifications that needs to be made, and I want to let Esau Williams know, and Hassan Aruni, all the producers behind this BBC report, including Umaru Fofana. Mr. Umaru Fofana, because I want them to, pick this out. And I'm going to play the BBC report and tell you exactly what it is that I have a problem with. But again, like I said, drugs is a serious epidemic in Sierra Leone today. It is ruining the lives of our young people. But without much ado, let me just show you the video that I'm talking about, because I want to challenge the BBC. This is a challenge that I'm going to throw to the BBC, that report is not factual, especially on this part of the report itself from Umaru Fofana. Maybe it was an oversight on his part, or maybe he did not know, but I want to point this out, and I think it is incumbent on the BBC, to actually take this up. So let me play that video so you guys can see exactly what I'm talking about, and the area that needs correction from Umaru Fofana. It needs to be corrected. We cannot let this go. I don't know what the motive of Umaru Fofana is. I'm not going to question his motive, right? He's doing his job as a journalist to report, but I want the BBC to take a look at this and let us make sure that we clarify this and clear it up for, just to protect the integrity and the objectivity of the BBC as an institution that we've all, loved over the years. So listen to this, because I want you guys to see exactly, what I'm talking about.
Again, this year, there were allegations here that a shipping container with cocaine was picked up from the Freetown port by some police officers. The container's content was unloaded in public view and said to be containing only frozen food. Days later, or about a week or so thereabouts, the head of the police was sacked, and some senior security officers at the presidency, including the chief security officer and the ADC, were also transferred elsewhere. And there were speculations that the two were related. We don't know the extent or the veracity of the container containing cocaine.
Umaru Fofana live for...
The container's content was unloaded in public view and said to be containing only frozen food.
So that is it right there, guys. That is the point that I want everybody to pay attention to. When Umaru Fofana said the container was offloaded in front of public view, that is not fact. That is not true, because the press, the CSO, civil society organizations that really wanted to know the contents of the container were not allowed access to the container. And this is not my words. These are actual, people on the ground who actually tried. They did everything they could to have access to that container. They were blocked. So what is it that the government was hiding? And again, I'll play the whole, video at the end of this. But I just wanted to, point out that particular point, that area right there where Umaru Fofana said that the container was offloaded in front of public view. That is not a fact. It was after they were able to do whatever they wanted to do with the container. But let me not say much. I'm going to play the next video for you guys so you guys can see exactly, what I'm talking about. Because you see, guys, factuality matters, and that is what is important in this case. So I want you guys to see this for yourself, and you guys would have a better understanding. Listen to this.
Of what is in that container.
Now it will be of virtually unprofessional for me to tell you the exact content of it. But what I'm telling you, we suspected unlawful items in that container, debarred by laws in Sierra Leone. So we wanted at the material time to know. In fact, yesterday when we went there, they could not allow us, they could not give us the success the access to see exactly what is being transpired at the key when we are there. They told us, you guys are not qualified to be here, but other people, just ordinary people, were allowed access to go around the perimeter of the container. And there and then, they said they are going to open the containers, but we should not witness. My God, you are not allowing civil societies, journalists to witness the opening of a container that is being alleged. They said we will not be there. Okay. We got intelligence that last night they were planning to bring this, our local pampa, And if you see the location where the container is being placed, it's not too far from the sea. So we got the intelligence. We woke up 1 in the morning. We'll be there till 3 in the morning. The security presence there, they could not even allow us again. It's like we are like 500 meters away from the container. So what we did, I advised my guys that now, let us come to Government Wharf. We can have a view there to see what is actually happening. My brother, even, I think they got the intelligence that we are on our way going to Government Wharf. Even when we made the attempt to go to Government Wharf, when we went there, the security presence we made there, they could not allow us to, just Government Wharf, ordinary Government Wharf. They could not allow us because they knew yesterday we were going to stand there to see exactly what is going on. And we got intelligence that they are preparing this pamper to actually take the content of the container and refill the container with another content.
Guys, so, you know, the BBC, again, it's about your name. I'm just doing this to help you guys out because I'm not the only one who feels this way. So maybe Umaru Fofana can go back and, you know, do this report again over one more time so that we can have clarity. And hopefully you guys would help us with the investigations because, again, like I said, I don't want to question the motive of Umaru Fofana because what that does, it stops us from getting to the bottom of where the problem is. You know, who are these people that are involved in this drug trade in Sierra Leone? Who are the heads? Who are the kingpins? Who are these folks that are destroying the lives of, hundreds of thousands of Sierra Leoneans, young boys, young girls, it's just because, again, society has been, people are so terribly poor, and the easiest thing they can do is to resort to drugs just to forget about the problems. And who are these people that are making it easy for them instead of improving the lives of these citizens? So again, that is why I wanted to point out, and I hope you guys have seen exactly what it is. But for Umaru Fofana to say that this container was offloaded in front of public view, it was a lie. You've listened to this guy who actually, almost 48 hours, almost a day later, before they were able to actually have access to that container. They did not let them get any closer to that container. Even when they tried to do everything they could to get the information that they need, they didn't let them have that information that was needed for them to corroborate what was in that container. So that is just a fact. I want to leave that there. But let me show you guys some videos, and so that you can understand the gravity of what we're dealing with when it comes to drugs. And this is why this issue is very passionate for me. But again, I just want to do this video for everybody to see and understand exactly, what we're talking about. But I want you guys to see this. Watch this. This is how terrible, the drug epidemic is in the country.
This one
This is a warning for all man.
wherever
Na
you
left for take this tier. You know, fine. Bad drugs. Na left.
You might smoke one pack push
Youth man, you know me say we work no day. They go and drugs yourself for there. It cause problem.
As you can see now, what is going on right now? The man right now.
So guys, I'm not making these things up. These are the effects of drugs on our society, on young men, young men that should, vibrant young men and women. Look at these. These are recent videos. So we have to step up. We have to stand up as Sierra Leoneans and condemn these acts of people that are bringing in drugs into our country. We know the unemployment rate is so high that a lot of young people don't have anything to do. So what do they resort to is drugs. Young girls, get into prostitution. And the only thing that keeps them doing these kinds of things is because of drugs. So once they have these drugs, they forget about, they give up their integrity and their soul. And why? Because instead of governments doing what they should to empower these young people, talking about human capital development, President Bio, human capital development, blah, blah, blah. Who are these people that are bringing drugs in Sierra Leone? Watch this other video so you guys can see exactly what I'm talking about, because we're not making these things up. And that is why it's important for Umaru Fofana and the BBC to retract these statements so that it can help us investigate the kingpins behind this drug trade in Sierra Leone. We've had all kinds of names, but because we don't have evidences, I'm not going to call names, right? But we know that if you guys help us with these investigations, we can have those names. Watch this video. Watch this. Infused with drugs.
Una snapper. I mean, I'm sorry,
You know the Opian? Opian there. How you make your own fix on? Now stroke you on there. Make your hand back. Open your hand back. Yeah, no open. Okay. Silva, what's happened? Silva, what's happened? What's it? Hey, guys. Oh, so you know of Randy.
Guys, these are the realities of what is actually happening. And that is why it's important for all of us to, get involved. Get involved in these issues. These are the lives that are suffering. These are the people that are getting affected by this drug trade. And that is why I'm calling on Interpol, the DEA, American Embassy, everybody get it. Let's get together on this. Let's stop this. Let's bring the perpetrators to book. The people that are involved in this drug trade in Sierra Leone, the ones that are responsible for it, let's bring them to book. Expose them. Shame them publicly. They should be prosecuted and sent to jail for the rest of their lives. Who are these people? That is what we want to know. Watch another video. I want you guys to see this. I'm not making these things up. Watch this other video.
Left arm. Go down.
Guys, these are the realities. And that is why every one of us as Sierra Leoneans, we have a responsibility to get involved in this fight against this drug epidemic that is currently going on in the country. Cocaine, kush, tramadol, molly, all kinds of drugs. We have to step up and stand up, okay? So please do what you can, do what you could, help us out, provide information. If you have intelligence, provide it to, can we trust the security personnel in Sierra Leone to investigate this? But I guess contact the Interpol. These are the ones you can actually make contact with. Can we trust Umaru Fofana to report this again? Can we trust the BBC to go back over this, and expose and show these guys that it is not true that the contents of that container was offloaded in front of everybody? So listen to this one more time, because that is the bone that we have to pick with the BBC. Listen to this and call the BBC and tell them to retract the statement, to go back over this report one more time, because it was not a statement of factuality. Umaru Fofana, it was absolutely wrong to say that the contents of the container was actually investigated, was opened up in front of the public for everybody to see. So watch this video, and I'm going to let you guys, take action so that we can solve this problem once and for all. Watch this.
And in July again this year, there were allegations here that a shipping container with cocaine was picked up from the Freetown port by some police officers. The container's content was unloaded in public view and said to be containing only frozen food.
Umaru Fofana live for us in the Sierra Leonean capital of Freetown. Many thanks indeed.
Good. So the question that I have is, guys, and I think we all should be able to ask this question. If the container did not contain drugs, why was the ADC who got involved, the ADC of the president who got involved in this container saga, why was he transferred? It means something was wrong. So again, they did not allow the press, the CSOs that wanted to see the contents of that container. But again, where is Parliament? In a country where the opposition are effective, the members of parliament would have taken it upon themselves to run down to the key or run down to wherever they took the container to see it for themselves and verify the contents of that container so they can come out to the world and help to save lives that are being that are perishing every day, lives that are being destroyed every day, as we see the videos that you guys just saw, right? So I just want you to see this, take this to the BBC, show them the evidence right here that what Umaru Fofana reported was absolutely not correct. It was wrong, and the BBC should give us a rerun of that, report again, to ensure that we bring it very clear to the rest of the world that that container was not open in front of the public at the material time when it was very, very important for us to see the content. This is a witness who actually was there and was not allowed to actually see the contents of the container. Listen to this.
In that container.
Now it will be of virtually unprofessional for me to tell you the exact content of it. But what I'm telling you, we suspected unlawful items in that container, debarred by laws in Sierra Leone. So we wanted at the material time to know. In fact, yesterday when we went there, they could not allow us, they could not give us the success the access to see exactly what is being transpired at the key when we are there. They told us, you guys are not qualified to be here, but other people, just ordinary people, were allowed access to go around the perimeter of the container. And there and then, they said they are going to open the containers, but we should not witness. My God, you are not allowing civil societies, journalists to witness the opening of a container that is being alleged. They said we will not be there. Okay. We got intelligence that last night they were planning to bring this, our local pampa. And if you see the location where the container is being placed, it's not too far from the sea. So we got the intelligence. We woke up 1 in the morning. We'll be there till 3 in the morning. The security presence there, they could not even allow us again. It's like we are like 500 meters away from the container. So what we did, I advised my guys that now, let us come to Government Wharf. We can have a view there to see what is actually happening. My brother, even, I think they got intelligence that we are on our way going to Government Wharf. Even when we made the attempt to go to Government Wharf, when we went there, the security presence we made there, they could not allow us to, just Government Wharf, ordinary Government Wharf. They could not allow us because they knew yesterday we were going to stand there to see exactly what is going on. And we got intelligence that they are preparing this pamper to actually take the content of the container and refill the container with another content.
That is what Umaru Fofana should have reported. And that is why I want to call the attention of the BBC. You have to save your reputation, save the good name that the BBC has built for years when it came to that report about this container in July, that it was opened or in front of the public eye. That was not true. It was after the fact, as you've seen the evidence for itself. So again, let us as Sierra Leoneans call the attention of the BBC to this so that the BBC can do what's right to save the reputation and the good name of the BBC. Because I'm ready to push this video for as long as I could to ensure that the BBC sees this and takes appropriate action to correct this. I mean, no harm, no foul, right? Correct it. That's all we're asking for. Thank you, Issa Williams. Thank you, Hassan Romney. Thank you to the board of BBC for taking this into consideration and do what's right for the people of Sierra Leone. Thank you. Objectivity matters. Reputation matters. Your good name matters. You've built it for years. Please fix this one. Thank you. Bye-bye, everybody.